Do you have trouble actually keeping the goals that you've set for New Year's? You're not by yourself if so. I find that happens to a lot of us. And I'm here to teach you 3 simple ways of actually keeping the New Year's resolutions you've set out to do. So if that happens to apply to you, then be sure to stick around. I'm Megan Renee, and I'm a self-care expert for female entrepreneurs. Don't be shy, and remember to subscribe below and ring the bell so you get notified when I come on every week. So I want to talk today about New Year's resolutions, okay? They're easy to set, right? But not so much to keep. We set them, we see in the, people in the gym are, all motivated and they're packed during this time of year. But then February, March, and April rolls around and we don't see that many people anymore. That's because they set a resolution but didn't have the tools necessary to follow through with them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So before we get started, I first want to talk about changing your mindset. So I stopped using the word resolution several years ago, and now I actually use the word goals, because essentially that's what it is. You're actually setting a goal. Resolution sounds big to me. It sounds overwhelming, and I feel like I can't attain that. Now, a goal, on the other hand, I can break down into manageable pieces, and I feel less anxious and more motivated to get them done. And so when you change your mindset from resolution to goal, it then becomes a habit, which turns into a lifestyle. And a lifestyle is sustainable. A lifestyle you can maintain. Now, a habit, you can maintain it for a little bit, but not like a lifestyle. And a resolution, most definitely you can't obtain that. And that isn't something that's going to be sustainable in your life. So it's all about changing your mindset. And I'm going to put you in on a little secret, is that is really the cornerstone of so many things. And so many ways that you change your behavior is through changing your mindset first. That's the biggest piece. But that's our little secret. So if we talk about the steps to actually keep your New Year's goals, step number 1 is to come from a place of abundance. What I mean by that is, when we talk about the things that need to change, or our goals for the year, we often come from a place of scarcity to begin with. What I mean by that is, we talk about all the things we didn't do, didn't follow through with, the goals we didn't meet, the resolutions we didn't meet, instead of congratulating ourselves for the areas we made progress in. Because you've heard me say before, it's progress over perfection. And so if you told yourself that you were going to go to the gym 5 times out of the week and you only made it there 3, that's a win. That's progress. And it could definitely be progress, considering that you didn't go to the gym at all the year before, or hardly ever. And so I want you to come from a place of, you know what, I may have not totally hit the mark, but I did somewhat. And so therefore, you just need to reevaluate that, but it doesn't need to be all or nothing. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means that you need to reevaluate it. And so come from a place of abundance. The second step is to reevaluate exactly what I just talked about. So that's different areas of your life that you need to look into. And so I'm talking about relationships, your business side, your self-care side. And self-care is so important, because if you don't have a strong and consistent and intentional self-care routine, you are not going to be successful in your business. Self-care means your physical, taking care of your physical self and your emotional self as well. Because if you don't feed your body physically and you don't feed your mind spiritually and emotionally with the healthy things and tools that you need, you're not going to be able to show up for your clients. You're not going to be able to show up for your family. You will not be able to show up for your business and to see your life thrive. So I have created a free self-care calendar, and I will link it in the description box below, that you can actually start setting up your self-care routine. And so now you'll have a way to hold yourself accountable, a place you can look at on a daily basis that is a visual for you to see the different areas you need to be working on. So it's very simple. It's a 2-pager. I've given you instructions on how to use it, and you can use it all year long. So print it out and get started working on that. So the different areas of your life that I'm talking about, relationships, that means family and friends. So maybe there's some people in your family that you need to cut ties with. And I know that's difficult. And I know that we feel like just because they're family, we still need to have them in our lives. But that's not the case, because if they're not contributing to you in a way that is positive, and if all they do is take and there's no reciprocal relationship going on, that's something you need to reevaluate. Maybe you don't need to totally cut them out of your life, but spend a little less time with them, because negative energy is contagious. You can catch it. And so you want to be intentional about who you have in your life and in your space. The same goes for friends. Maybe last year you noticed and you realized that there were some people in your life that were so special and they really fed into your soul and you guys had a great connection. Keep them in your life. And then there may be some friends that you realize, you know what, it was not a healthy relationship. And so that's a conversation that you're probably going to have with yourself first and then with them. Or maybe you had a friend, but you didn't get to spend a lot of time with them. So you're reevaluating the time spent and being more present with them. Same goes for family. You say, hey, maybe, last year I did really well about spending time with my kids, but not so much with my significant other. So this year we're going to start having monthly date nights. So reevaluating where you need to make improvements in your life. As far as business is concerned, we could be here forever for that, right? Because there are so many different aspects of business that you need to reevaluate, you need to look at. So I evaluate my goals every quarter, every month, and then every week to make sure that I'm on schedule, I am meeting my goals. If I'm not, okay, what do I need to do to tweak it? So that's what I suggest for you as well. You set your goals in the beginning of the year, your long-term goals, and then you break those down into shorter terms. So you'll do by quarter, and then you'll do by month, and then you'll do by week. And that's something that you can actually put in your calendar so you know what's coming up. Because having that schedule will help lessen the anxiety, and you'll know what comes next. You take out the guesswork. Sure, things are going to come into play and things are going to happen that you weren't expecting, but at least you have a foundation to begin with. So the very last step is to have a word of intention in order to keep your goals for the whole year. I love this. My mentor taught me several years ago to have a word of intention. There is no right or wrong on this either. That word of intention helps take you throughout the year. It helps hold you accountable, and it reminds you of what you need to be working on. So last year my word was focus, and this year is perseverance, because I know what it is I need to work on after I have already sat down and written out my goals and what I need to reevaluate. I already know now that I am going to need perseverance to carry me throughout this year. So this word of intention is related to what you're working on this year. What is your end game? What's your overall goal for this year? And then you really sit down and think about what your word of intention is going to be. And then you put that somewhere where you can see it. In your note section of your phone, as a screenshot on, in your screensaver of your phone, on your vision board, on your mirror, in your car, behind your workspace or your desk area, or better yet, in front of you where you can see it. But put it somewhere where when you feel unmotivated or you feel like, I don't really know what's my purpose, what am I doing, then you have it there to remind you. And all you have to do is look at it, and it brings you back to where you were at. So there you have it. Those are the 3 simple steps to how to actually keep your New Year's goals. So I wish you a happy New Year, and I look forward to talking to you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe and grab your free calendar below. Till next time.